So I'll do a bit of a video. I've done a short on it. I make bird boxes. Well, I make all sorts. I make lamps, bird boxes. You can probably see this. It's actually a lamp. Basically, I make bespoke pieces. Things that are either given to me or is driftwood, or if someone wants a project, they supply the timber, and I go from there. Basically, I've just got some old lengths of decking. As you can see, not even particularly stable. But I've just brushed them up with a wire brush, and just quickly run through the grooves with a bit of sandpaper. If the wire brush isn't coarse enough. Dry the pieces out. Obviously, it's easier to work with. And decking can go a bit slimy. Cut off any rot, be careful of any hidden screws or nails. I try and have a bit of a different blade if I'm just cutting rough wood. I then cut it to a rough size, and I stack the different sizes to dry. My workshop's not very big, and basically from that I make them. It does lift up. I'll just put a screw in it because this one's actually been purchased. I write a hashtag on them front and back because that's a part of our name. It just means I know it's mine. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do another video when I'm pinning one together. And just show you how easy it can be. Basically, with 4 bits of cut decking and 2 bits of just feather edge boarding. I won't use that one because it's got a knot missing, but that'll be my roof. Yeah, I'll do another video and show you. I sell the bird boxes at $19.99. They do take a little bit of time to do, so it's time rather than materials. There are a little bit of materials in it: screws, plate, a couple of little hinges, but nothing major. So not a lot of cost to them. It's great as a little bit of an added. I don't think you'd make it pay as far as making them in a day and making sort of a lot of money. But then at the end of the day, what I do, I don't particularly, getting paid is quite nice, don't get me wrong, but mine is more a hobby because I've got different problems. I've got epilepsy and I've got different things. So it doesn't enable me to work. So having a healthy hobby, getting me up, getting me motivated is my pay. The selling of them basically just goes back into making more, it certainly won't make me rich, but it'll keep me going. And I realise now, obviously getting older, and being happy with what you do and how you do it is a massive part of life. And if you can do that, I'm lucky. I got depressed and got a bit pissed off because obviously with the epilepsy, and it was annoying. I couldn't pursue certain things that I wanted to pursue. My love of timber has always been here. I was a joiner, having to bash different things out, do loads of doors or do loads of floors, or most of it was on price, and I had to rush. So I decided that when I could no longer do that, anything that I then did, I would put 110% effort in, and hopefully you can see. I'll get one from, see, it lifts up. And then you can obviously see inside. This one hasn't got the plate on because this is a 25mm hole for blue and grey tits. The other one up here with the plate on, which I really like now, 32mm holes. So I will try and get the 25. I haven't spent a massive amount of time trying to match them up. And basically, yeah, that's what. It's worth taking the time over. You can make decking look vintage. You can make all sorts of things out of decking, literally anything. It's not the dearest of material to buy, and there's always stuff being given for free, always. You might have to go and fetch it and lift it up, and that's exactly what I did on Saturday. I went for a couple of hours. Someone was getting rid of their decking because they wanted to change it because it had been rotten in a few places. They said, could I come and collect it? I came and collected it for free, so I done them a service because they needed to get rid of it. I popped it all up. I asked them if I could leave the rotten there because they got a skip and stuff anyway, and they were okay with that. And then I took the rest with me that was usable. And don't get me wrong, there's some rough little bits, and it's took a day or two to clean it up and cut it, and so it's not free. It doesn't work out free, but like I say, most people charge for their time. Labour costs are astonishing because living costs are astonishing. So when you take your car into the garage, it's not the parts that cost you, it's the labour that costs you. So I'm happy doing little projects. I'm happy making my bird boxes. I'm happy making planters. I love making my lamps. I mean, these hanging lamps that I do, I absolutely love them. I'll show you another piece of material, a bit of driftwood. I love this piece. And this is a nice big piece. It's not a big piece, smallish piece of driftwood, but I've trimmed it, and it'll make, it looks like a bone, and that's why I quite like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang some lights off it. I'm going to stain it all up, lacquer it all up, clean it all up. They do take time, they really do. So to even turn any sort of profit when doing driftwood stuff, yeah, you can do, and people do make money from driftwood projects. Some people demand extortionate amounts of money for certain pieces. But again, with driftwood, people think, well, it's just an old piece of wood. It's just a bit of driftwood. It's you know, yes, you can buy driftwood, but obviously the idea behind driftwood is most people don't get it. The stuff I've got is oak. We have permission from the landowner, who's a farmer. I have to store it, dry it. There's quite a long process behind it. So I don't sort of turn my nose up at anybody's projects. I love seeing the lamps and the lights and the things you can make, and I love the fact they're a complete one-off. You will never ever recreate what you've created, so every single piece will absolutely be different every time. Every lamp, every light that I make is either made for somebody or for show, and I absolutely love making them. Again, I am not rich. This is my workshop. I can touch the wall there and there. So it's not even 2 meters wide at the shortest point. The widest point, probably half a meter bigger. And this is what I class as my workshop. But again, my wife needs to know that I'm relatively close. Obviously working with power tools, with epilepsy and other bits and pieces isn't the best. But if I didn't do things that I wanted to do, then I wouldn't do anything. Everything's dangerous if you're prone to collapse and passing out or whatever. You know, it's so debilitating. But I'm still here. I'm still alive. The sun will set. The world will turn. You know. And I love my life. I'm a very, very lucky man. My wife's great. My kid's great. And I love what I do. But I treat it as a job. I get up in the morning, if I can, if everything's okay, health-wise. I come outside, I do my thing, maybe start a lamp, make a couple of bird boxes, maybe look at a plan for making a planter for somebody. But I'll pin it together on another video, and I'll upload it. But subscribe. I've got nearly 50 subscribers now, so I can go live soon.